Hello and welcome back. GovDoc News. No opinions, just facts and summaries of government documents. You take it from there. Back at it with a Supreme Court order from September 26, 2025 in the case Department of State v. AIDS Vaccine Advocacy Coalition. All right, here we have an update of sorts of an order that we talked about a couple weeks ago. Quick recap here. This case has to do with about $4 billion in foreign aid funding that the president is attempting to cut off from USAID, or the United States Agency for International Development. The AIDS Vaccine Advocacy Coalition sued the government as a result of this policy. The district court then imposed a temporary restraining order saying that the funds could not be canceled while the case played out in the courts. Then the government asked the Supreme Court to remove that restraining order while the case takes place. And last we checked in, the Supreme Court had asked for arguments from both sides so they could weigh whether to remove that restraining order. Since then, they have received those arguments and deliberated accordingly, and the Supreme Court has sided with the government in this case. They have removed the order saying the rescission of funds was unlawful while the case plays out. Importantly, though, this means that the $4 billion in funding will not be obligated by September 30th, 2025, tomorrow, which was the date set for these funds to expire. Therefore, no matter how this case plays out, there is a possibility that those funds will never be spent. But for now, the case will continue in the lower courts and possibly make its way back to the Supreme Court if the court deems it's worthy of certiorari after the lower courts make their rulings. All right, Kaimo, keep your mind open, do your own research, form your own opinion. See you next time.